Hello viewers, welcome to the channel. As I look to answer this question that has been on my mind for some time now with the launch of iPhone 12. There's been talks about, hey, why wouldn't you get an iPhone 12 and review, and all these talk about getting the best and the greatest, which has always been the thing I do on this channel most of the times. But with iPhone 12 in perspective, I've been thinking through making that decision, and it hasn't sunk down well, to get to that bottom to make that decision to, get an iPhone 12. But I guess at least at this stage, and this video is just to take you through what my thoughts are on the recently released iPhone 12. Yeah, because I think we need to talk. Yeah, okay, awesome. These are the reasons why I haven't gotten to the bottom of buying the iPhone, and it's not any other reason than the ones you normally know, and it starts with the cost. iPhone Pro Max, and Pro Max is going for around $1,099 if you're getting it with the base 128 model, and that's quite a lot. Yeah, and I mean, Samsung Galaxy Note 20 is here, and the base that you get with the Samsung Note 20 Ultra 5G is 256 gigabytes, whereas the Apple iPhone 12 base starts from 128, which is quite difficult for me to get over that hardware challenge to just go in and get it. And the other point too, I mean, don't get me wrong, Apple is a very awesome brand, and look at me here with my iPhone SE still being functional, having the latest software, iOS 14 and everything, available. So if I have the latest, iOS, why would I need to, change? But I guess, this one has been around for some time, and so it makes sense to change at some point. But the point I'm putting across is Apple has a longer term of software update. And so with that, I mean, look at how many years this one has been around, and still is getting the most recently released software update. So that's awesome, with all these customization piece coming with the iOS 14. So that's really nice. And for me as a user, if I have this, then I'm not sure I need anything else, because this phone just does my basic iPhone related stuff like FaceTime and iMessage and a couple of other things that I don't get elsewhere. And if it's running on the latest software, then I'm cool with that. And that's one of the reasons why I wouldn't want to, just go in yet for any of the 12, considering that I'm paying that amount of money for no additional benefit. The other thing too is the fact that, the security on iPhone devices is just incredible. So even with the software updates, there's this additional layer of security that you can get, with password encryption and things like that. And that's really good. And mind you, developers don't get access to just develop anything on the iOS platform without loads of checks from Apple, and so it gives you that sense of control and that sense of checks and balances, so you can rely on your phone, and your phone will do all the things you want it to do. Yeah, so that's awesome. But if I'm getting the same iPhone and Note 20 Ultra the same price, and Note 20 Ultra has 120 Hz refresh rate, whereas Apple iPhone 12 has just 60 Hz, that to me is a no-brainer. It makes it difficult to go for an iPhone in this day and age, because look, all the phones are doing way beyond 60 hertz, and Apple is just staying with 60 hertz, and that to me is the deal breaker in this case. But then someone will say, what even is refresh rate? So the ease and the ability to transition through apps quickly, like you open things and it runs so smoothly, like you open a game and it plays so quickly. That's the refresh rate that makes all those things happen. And even if you're gaming, everything runs so smooth, and booting games, whatever you're doing, it comes so quickly, and then you're good to go. Whereas Samsung is doing the 120 hertz on all the phones they are releasing going forward from the Note 20 Ultra. At the flagship level, Apple just decided to just stay with 60 hertz, and for me, that's quite difficult to appreciate or just to go with. So that's a key one for me. And what else? Why wouldn't I get no charger in the box? Can you imagine? So when I got this years ago, it came with the charger and everything one can look out for, so there is a charger in that box, that came with it, and you get all these Apple logo and everything like you get in your box lately, but without the charger. So for me, buying a phone at that price and going to look out for a charger to buy is quite difficult for me to take, to be frank with you. And that's one of the things Apple should look at, because for me, if it had been the fact that they would allow people to get the chargers once they are in need of it, then it makes sense. But for you not to include it and now sell that separately, it's quite difficult for me to take that extra cost and that extra hassle to get my charger sorted. And to be fair, I think all the remaining other functions, from the LiDAR scanner on the camera and all the extensive upgrades in the camera compartment, you miss that on this phone. And so if camera is your thing, then I will encourage you to get your recent Apple phone. And even with that, it competes on par, in some of the reviews I've seen with Note 20 photos and videos from those cameras. So it will be a tough one if I were to choose personally based on camera between the two. But hey, I have Note 20 right in front of me, so probably I don't need iPhone 12 now. But what can you say? At some point we need to get together to make that call. But I thought I will let you know. So if you are out there looking to get the iPhone 12, these are some of the things you have to consider. One, it will come in at a higher cost for even very less storage, because the iPhone 12, which is your 12 mini and iPhone 12 itself, it's coming with a base of 64 gig on storage. And then for the higher version, iPhone 12 Pro and the Pro Max, is coming with a base rate of 128. And so if you look at those, it's quite less than what you can get with competitive prices like on Note 20 Ultra, which comes with a base of 256 gig. So those are the things you need to consider. But I get it. If you are in America and you go your Note 20 Ultra, you're going to get it at 128 base gig storage as well. So that probably wouldn't make any difference between you getting that and getting an iPhone. But all the upgrades in all the other areas seems incremental to me. For instance, if you are from Apple iOS 14 on the iPhone 11, then you find a lot of these upgrades in the 12 very incremental. Although things like LiDAR scanner and all those being in the 12 offers you a whole different level of use that you've never thought about before, in terms of gaining measurements and sizes of AR objects and all that. So that's really a good thing to have. And for instance, if you're in a medical field and you have use for those, those would be great features to have that you cannot get on the previous ones. But other than that, everything else just seemed a little bit more incremental for the ordinary user who just want to just use their phones to make calls, take pictures here and there, and just admire nature and admire their phones. So yeah, these are the things you need to consider. And those of you watching this video, if you've already got your iPhone 12 or you're thinking of getting iPhone 12 and you would want to share why you think we should get an iPhone 12, kindly leave comments below and I will look at those, and who knows, maybe those can get me to change my mind to get an iPhone 12. But yeah, otherwise it's all fun. And as we journey together through this reviews and these tech engagements, that will help me probably get an iPhone 12 very soon. Thank you. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe button, hit notification button so you don't miss the next one. Thank you. Bye.